old Delhi. They see these narrow alleyways, they see these houses cheek by jowl, they see these multitudes, they see so much of action. Then they move to New Delhi. They see these wonderful buildings, imperial in scale, buildings of Lutyens, buildings of Herbert Baker, buildings of Robert Russell. They see the President's House with 340 rooms, with 250 acres of garden, Mughal garden. They see the Parliament building like a Roman Colosseum. On the day one itself, they managed to see that wonderful combination of the old and the new. And what they are most surprised with is the fact that these two aspects exist so smoothly, without any friction at all. There's no contradiction, there's no paradox. They not only exist together, they flourish together. My favorite has to be where we are right now. Old Delhi, because it has got, there are material ruins, there are historical ruins. Old Delhi is the only place where you find human ruins, right? So you can find people who are still Khalifas or the masters of pigeon racing, right? You still have people who practice the Unani medicine, right? You still have, of course, the hermaphrodites or the transsexuals. You still have cock fights and chicken fights sometimes, and mud wrestling. You still have things like this. Hundreds of years old tradition of lemonade. Much better than any Coca-Cola or any Pepsi in the world, isn't it? So these are the things. There is still Persian calligraphy, which people practice. So those are the human beings I was telling you about. That's why it's my favorite. There needs to be a little bit adventurous to test the local food. In many cases, one of the worries, where they have is about having an upset tummy. So, first of all, this is day one. If we talk about Delhi, you would like them to ease themselves into Indian food, not, go into it straight away. Number one. But many of them have bellies of steel. So for them, I would say that Old Delhi has got amazing array of street food, right? Whether it is papri chaat, or whether it is banta, whether it is sweets, or whether it is parathas. Any of these things, they can taste and enjoy. It's very different, of course, what they get back home, and also very different to what they get at their hotel. Ironical way, for the same reason that the British thought Delhi should be the capital, because it was well connected, number one. So they can come here easily. There are many connecting flights from all over the world. But on a more serious note, why Delhi? Because of sheer history, as I told you, Delhi is the only major city in India which has got such a long history and continuous history of something like 3,000 years. Look, Delhi goes all the way back to the period of Mahabharata, the great battle in 9th century BC. So 3,000 years of history which you can actually see, realize and feel.